Marco. Marco.
Yes. Welcome back, my friends. We are here. This is me, Marco. This is live. It is not a pre-recorded stream. I'm here. I see all of you watching. I see all of you in the chat. All the members, all the mods. Thank you guys for being here. We definitely got to get those members up. We need. I feel like we need another member member gifting little battle, little war in the chat. But welcome all you guys. Thank you for being here. Of course, thumbs up the ting.
Thumbs up the ting.
I'm just gonna get right into it. So I touched on this briefly during the stream that I did last week with Kat Benson at the end after she signed off. I talked about how, and countless people have messaged me this and commented this in the week since, Jessie Lee Ward has passed away, okay? She has succumbed to an illness most likely to do with her, related to her stage 4 cancer diagnosis. I would be amazed and surprised if it was anything but that. That being said, I sort of refrained from talking in depth about the Jessie Lee Ward thing because it was so fresh. And even though I recognize that Jessie Lee Ward's impact on the earth was a negative one, undoubtedly, and I do think that she probably was not the best person, I'm also still a human being, and I recognize that her dying affected some people. Of course, some people were hurt. She has family, she has friends still, and so I just didn't think it was gentlemanly to talk about it literally the same day that that happened. So it's been, I think, a week or just over a week now. And it really is a shock. I truly can't believe it. And I've seen quite the diaspora of comments with people's opinions about the situation. People who were not, fond of Jessie Lee Ward. People who were also not fond of Jessie Lee Ward, but took no pleasure in seeing what happened to her. I will say for the record, I don't wish that on anyone. Although Jessie Lee Ward had a negative impact on the world, and although she used the much repeated technique that I have seen in countless MLM investigations of disguising bullying as leadership, as tough love, as pushing you out of your comfort zone. We see Ray Higdon do this. You can spend time looking at any high-level MLM leader, and you will find this same thing. Even though she did that and was a massive pusher of just straight-up medical misinformation and nonsense and pseudoscience, I would have loved to see a Jessie Lee Ward redemption arc and a Darth Vader, hero's return to the light side from Jessie Lee Ward. I hope that for everybody, and I hope that for Dominick Izzo as well, who we're going to get into some of the new content that he has today. But yeah, it's a sad thing. I recognize it's a sad thing. Both outcomes are sad. The outcome where she lived and continued to victimize countless people and, destroy people's finances and emotional well-being and self-esteem, that was sad. That would have been sad. And it already has been sad, the trail of destruction she's left. And her passing away because of a terrible illness while she's a young woman is also very sad. So, both things can be true. Both things can be true, that you can recognize that, you can recognize a person's impact being negative and still treat them with decency and be a human being about it. I want to take a quick second here to thank you guys. Names remain anonymous. Thank you for joining as a member. TubeSock, thank you for joining as a member. Shifter Art, thank you for renewing your membership. And Z-Man, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate that. So, and there's a message here from Shifter who says, we hope that these people make their 180s and do better. I certainly hope so. I do certainly hope so. And yeah, she was, I'll give her credit. It was impressive how much tenacity and resolve she had. We don't know what kind of battle she was fighting privately. We don't know if she was scared privately. You know, I've been streaming on YouTube for like 4 years now, and I know sometimes you have a shitty day and you just sort of shoulder it so that you can have fun on the stream and whatever. And so you never know. Some people are better at hiding what they're going through than others. And I think Jessie Lee was doing that to a great degree, because her last live that she did a few days before she passed, she was happy to announce and celebrate that her cancer was like decreasing. And I don't know the actual cause of death. I read a few things. I read that it was kidney failure due to sepsis caused by the cancer. It really doesn't matter. She's passed now. And yeah, you know. Yeah. Okay. So let me get into this. It really is. It's something. So Dominick Izzo, friend of the channel, you could say that, put out I think it's his most viewed video about Jessie Lee Ward. It's called Honoring Jessie Lee Ward: Grief, Gratitude, and Legacy. And we are going to check that out. He has a couple new videos, actually. Where's the newest? Yeah, he has 3 new videos. 2 of them which talk about me. One of them which features me in the thumbnail, so very excited about that. You know what's funny is I don't even mind people talking bad about me on the internet as much as I enjoy. How do I say this? It bothers me less that people say bad stuff about me on the internet than less than I get enjoyment from people talking about me on the internet. Just my ego has been appeased to that end. Thank you, V. Elizabeth White. Really appreciate you. Okay, let's check this out here. We're gonna get through this, y'all, together. We are going to get through this together. Get rid of this and bring him up here. All right. Let's just full screen this and put it behind me here. This might be the best way. Okay. Here we are. Actually, you know what? I changed my mind. It's not the best way. This is the best way. Of course, you had to film it vertical. Okay, here.
Here's the deal. Listen, here's the deal. I grieve through anger. I don't necessarily grieve through sadness. When my own mother passed away in February, I walked into the, what do you call it, the funeral home. There she is laid up in the coffin, and I couldn't feel my legs, dropped to the fucking floor. I think I was on the floor about 5 minutes crying my eyes out, and then that was it. Sadness doesn't bother me.
By the way, sorry to interrupt already. When Dominick's mom passed away, I actually sent him a message on Instagram just sending my condolences for his mom's passing, because this was very shortly after we did our debate on my channel. And yeah, again, you can be a human being and disagree with people, but on with it.
And it could be the fact that I've seen so many deaths as a cop. Fucking, it doesn't bother me. But I also know that with my own faith, somebody dies, they won the fucking lotto. Are you kidding me? If you are secure, if you're saved, holy shit. Why do you want to be on this spinning ball of mud or this flat earth, whatever you want to say, when you could have paradise out there? So, Jessie Lee Ward passed away today. Here's the deal. I'm angry. I'm kind of pissed off. And the only thing is, you're never not going to get the real version of me on social media, because I'm not a brand. I'm literally me. That's it. But I'm not pissed off for what you think at. I'm pissed off because so many of you are in the comment section sending me text messages. I know you wish well, and you're like, I'm sorry for your loss. My loss? The fuck are you talking about? I wasn't friends with Jessie Lee Ward. Now, here's the deal. I got to know her. I never met her. Privately, we've had conversations. I know I'm the only person she's ever done podcast interviews on that wasn't business. We talked about sex. We talked about the lifestyle. That woman let more go on my podcast than anyone else. And we built an internet friendship. She would call me. She would leave me voice notes. She would fucking comment on my shit behind the scenes. But here's the deal. I'm not special. Because the most tragic loss is that woman did the same thing for everyone. Here's what I'm pissed at. This is why social media fucking sucks. What I'm pissed at today is that it took a woman to pass away. Thank God. I'm not going to lie. I'm glad Jessie Lee died because she's no longer in pain. She's not suffering. I'm sad for the millions who are left behind who knew the value that woman brought to the table. And the value was her kindness, her compassion, her fucking unbelievable level of fucking forgiveness. All the anti-MLM people who rode the fucking dick of her name to make money off of her, I'm going to tell you behind the scenes how many times I would encourage her to go after them. She wouldn't. She fucking wouldn't. She had so much ammunition to sue those other people. She didn't. She fucking forgave them. But that's a different story. I would never do it. Not a fucking chance in hell. What pisses me off the most is that we're in a day today now where clout chasing is so important. I called Ashley about this, and I kind of bitched to Ashley about 10 minutes ago on the phone because I'm like, dude, I'm fucking pissed at this. I'm livid. I'm seeing now everyone, myself included. I put a picture of Jessie Lee Ward up in my thing, my Instagram, not to chase clout, but to honor her. Because, dude, that woman, fuck, she was more of a human being than I could ever hope to be. And she was a fucking kid. It's disturbing. It's the influencers. And this is what I want to talk to you John Q citizen about, to get your fucking head out of your ass. For some strange reason, social media has made us think that we're more than we are, right? And you get a microphone, you get a podcast, you get a following, and if you could speak with fervor and passion and fire, you get people to say, yeah, because there's some of us out there who are true salesmen with our words. It's how it is. I can't stand it. And I'm angry and I'm pissed because I'm seeing influencers out there who never, you fucking coward cocksuckers, never shared Jessie Lee's stuff. But now you're up on your social media sharing her content and saying how affected you are by her death. See, the thing about social media influencers is they're all selfish. All selfish. Nobody shares other people's shit. That's why I take pride on a daily basis to make sure that I share as many competitors, as many people who oppose me, as many people who I align with. I share as many people's shit as possible because I have no fucking value if I can't pay it forward and I can't build off of other people.
I just want to interject here for a moment to say, on this point, I will actually agree that people do generally dick ride famous people when they die, even if they didn't actually know them. Or like I know when Nipsey Hussle, the rapper, died, I saw everybody posting about Nipsey Hussle and how big of a fan they were of him, and it's like, bro, you were not a fan of Nipsey Hussle. Name three Nipsey Hussle songs. And I'm not even saying that as like a name 3 Nipsey Hussle songs like as a fan, because I don't even know 3 Nipsey Hussle songs. But I also wasn't posting like, R.I.P. Nipsey, you were the realest. There's one little anecdote from my life where when the rapper XXX Tentacion passed away, there was a guy who I knew who was like he's like a local rapper, and he was posting on his story like all begrieved, being like, rest in peace to Extension. I'm like, bro, I messaged him and I was like, bro, his name was not Extension. Like, you're gonna get roasted for this. But I just thought it was so. I shouldn't have saved him. I should have let him leave that fuck up on his Instagram story, because it was just the most like self-snitch moment where he was like, man, rest in peace to Extension. I was such a big fan. Really? You were such a big fan? You didn't even know his name? So fucking hilarious. But I will agree with Dominick on this one point.
You clout chasing fucking influencers. I'm angry. This is how I'm grieving. This is how I grieve, not through sadness, at the loss of somebody that I know I'm never going to talk to again. And it sucks. I fucking hate social media. I can't stand that we have people who've created themselves to be more than they think they are, and they will whore themselves, including the leverage of a fucking death of a woman who brought more value to the table than anybody I've ever fucking known, seen, followed, or learned from, all because it's going to increase your likes and status and whatnot. We're whores. We're whores. So, for the little person out there,
I have to interject here again because, and we're going to come back to this same point multiple times this evening, where Dominick tries to assert this idea, this condescending idea, that anyone who talks about insert blank is doing so for clout, for views, for money, you name it. But you could argue the exact same thing about Dominick doing this video right now. Like, for example, me doing this stream, which is called, what is this stream called? The Return of Dominick Izzo. And I have him and Jessie Lee Ward in the thumbnail. I'm sure, maybe if, I don't want to put words in Dominick's mouth, but I could see how Dominick might say, oh, I'm clickbaiting or I'm leveraging off Jessie Lee Ward's death to make money. Why would he say that? Well, because I'm doing a YouTube live stream, which is on a channel that is monetized, and I'm talking about Jessie Lee Ward. But don't you see, I mean, I hope you guys at home see how circular of an argument this is and how slippery of a slope that is, because you could say, A, that he's doing the same thing, which is the first layer of it. This is literally his most viewed video, honoring Jessie Lee Ward, grief, gratitude, and legacy on his channel. This is his most viewed video to date. And secondly, where does it end? Could I talk about anything on a video that's monetized without you saying that I'm just doing it to get clicks and whatever? And I've talked about this before. This is something every MLM company that I've done an investigation about, whether it is their little grunts on Instagram, DMing me hateful shit from bot accounts saying I'm just doing this to, clout chase and make money, whether it's on comments on YouTube or Reddit or whatever, whether it's in the papers of a lawsuit accusing me of X, Y, and Z, all of them say the same thing. You're just doing this to make money. You're slandering our legitimate company to make money. You're slandering this person to make money. You're a hater, blah, 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 blah. So then at that rate, is every person who makes money just doing it for money? Doctors get money for what they do too, right? Are they just grifters? Are they just doing it for money? And they're not really genuine? Would you use that to sort of negate the mission that a doctor is doing? What about a teacher? What about a firefighter? What about a police officer? They all get money, right? What about any author of any book ever? Do you think it is free to just exist? Do you think it's free, especially to have an impact on the world, become a doctor, go to college? It's not, you need money. And this is why I don't even try to defend myself against this argument, because it's a non-argument. I have no shame about making money, because me making money off of YouTube, it has nothing to do with whether or not I'm a person of integrity or not. I could be a completely morally bankrupt person and make money, or I could be morally bankrupt and not make money. I could demonetize my whole channel and then just actually start doing the things that they say I already do, slandering people and whatever. It's one is not an indication of the other. And so when I do videos, like today I put out an interview with Stephen Hassan, the author of this book here, Freedom of Mind. He also wrote Combat and Cult Mind Control. He has several other books. I put a video out about that today. I have affiliate links in that description to his book. I have, or books rather, his Amazon page. I have, the video is monetized. That I will make money off of. If people go buy his books, he will make money off of it. You could very reasonably say that together, me and Steve Hassan's interview that came out today is a money-making venture. But does it sound sensible to suggest that we just did it for money? No, money is a byproduct of actually providing value to people who want it. And I don't mean providing value in the way MLM people mean providing value, which in their case is just hyping people up, blowing smoke up their ass, spewing little analogies and metaphors. And did you know that JOB stands for Journey of the Broke? That's what they mean when they talk about providing value. It's fucking nonsense, okay? It's just filibustering, standing up on stage for an hour, giving a talk where you speak for an hour and don't actually say anything. And you saw Dominick do this extremely artistically during our debate, where he just filibustered and filibustered and filibustered and filibustered. It's a good thing we weren't arguing about the passing of a bill because it would have never passed. It would have been an infinite, we'd be standing there talking until my hair was the same color as Dominick's. So again, I just want to, and we're probably going to come back to that because it's nonsense. And changing the world is not free. If you want to change the world, you're going to need money. Me personally, I am going to need money and probably lots of it if I'm going to continue this mission at an increasingly larger scale. The lawsuits that are going to come my way, that costs money. Okay? The assassination attempts from the paid assassins out there, maybe at some point my channel will be big enough, I'll need security. That costs money. Me getting doxxed because some, MLM scammer paid somebody to find out where I live, and I'm getting people outside my window or weird little letters slipped under my door, and now I have to move. That costs money. So, I'm so annoyed by that claim. You're just doing it for money because on the other end of the spectrum, MLM is all about worshiping. I mean, this is the type of cult it is, a commercial cult, worshiping the idea of business and money. Their favorite movie is Wolf of Wall Street. What is it all about? Money, 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 money. They're all about money. The whole reason that they're doing MLM is because they were promised money, financial freedom, time freedom. You need money to have those things. So it's all about money for them. And and they will exploit unwitting people, kids that just graduated high school, immigrants who are in search of the American dream, women who are in a vulnerable position in their life, stay-at-home moms, military wives, etc., etc., etc. They will manipulate those people for the express purpose of money. But when I make a video or do a live stream trying to tell people, hey, MLM is bad, here is the 1,010th reason why it is bad, support me if you want to, watch if you want to, it's free. Well, now I'm just doing it for money and for clicks and for views and for clout. Cirque du Soleil presents Mental Gymnastics starring Dominick Izzo, one-man show. Let's continue.
For the person who's got 200 followers on their Instagram, 300 followers on their Instagram, I will tell you from personal experience, and it is fact, Jessie Lee Ward cared more about you than she did anybody who had a blue check mark next to their name with 1,000,001 followers. Jessie Lee Ward would have, and she did, pick up the phone for any person who reached out to her. No questions. And if you wound up matching her, not her energy, because that was impossible to do, but if you matched her integrity, she gave you fucking 10 times more than you could hope for. You fucking coward, selfish, blue check mark, influencing pieces of shit out there who are just riding off the coattails and now are leveraging her death, and you never shared any of her stuff because it was a competition or something for it. Enjoy this. Enjoy this, because unlike you, who you're gonna capitalize off of her death today, and then you're on to the next new trend tomorrow to sell your t-shirts or something else, the rest of us are gonna wind up remembering what this woman did for us. We're going to swallow what she gave us to consume, embrace it, and hopefully be better fucking people out there. So don't go to my stuff. Don't say sorry for your loss. I'm not sad at Jessie Lee's death. I'm actually extremely happy because she's not fucking suffering anymore. I'm actually sad that so many didn't get to know who she was too late, but she left you. She left you an archived fucking library that is unmatched of not how to do business, but of how to live. I will tell you this. I will fucking tell you this. I'm a retired cop. I have no faith in humanity. Everybody lies all the time. I think that human beings are the most vile, fucking disgusting people on the planet. I really do, myself included. I learned from that fucking kid more than I've learned from anybody else. That's me. So I'm not...
I would actually be very curious, I am very curious, to see Dominick Izzo quantify what he learned. Because I've watched more Jessie Lee Ward value content than I would care to admit. And I have seen zero value being provided. Zero actual, tangible, real world, logical value or advice or knowledge or wisdom. I have seen zero of it. So I would actually love for Dominick to explain what did he learn from Jessie Lee Ward. Thank you, by the way, Joey K, for the Streamlabs dono. Joey K said, he films in his car with the wired earbuds because he's embarrassed to be heard by anyone and he wants to create the impression that he's busy. Hey, that's your, I respect your opinion.
Sad at Jessie Lee's death. I'm very glad that I got to know her as little as I did. And I hope that God, that if you're coming across this first time, you go consume that woman's shit like crazy, because you will learn how to live like a human being with integrity, because her sole mission was not about money, but it was to build others up. So for every other you blue checkmark cocksuckers out there, enjoy the fucking 15 minutes of likes and comments that Jessie Lee gave you, proving she's giving you more in her death than you fucking gave when she was alive, and enjoy it. But the rest of us out there, you out there, that woman, celebrate Jessie Lee Ward's life. I'm in network marketing. I'm the bull of MLM. I will never match that woman's ability, integrity, contribution to society or anything else, but I damn sure as fuck will live up to the standards of chasing her well until I'm dead. Have a great fucking day. Share that woman's legacy, because she deserves it.
Bull indeed. I want to read some of your guys' comments here. What up, Cat Benson? Welcome. Let me see. Melanie says, every time he speaks, it stresses me out. I mean, I think that's God telling you that you're human. If Dominick Izzo speaking stresses you out. There was another comment from Melanie. I'm not seeing it now. Oh, I see. Melanie says, because creators don't make content for altruistic reasons like they claim they do, suddenly it's a bad thing. Bro, I have been on the same page publicly since day one, transparent about the fact that I do want to make money. I intend to make as much money as this venture will allow me to do and expand it for the purposes of making money as much as is humanly possible, because I recognize that you can't change the world with no money. You need money. And so since I started on YouTube, I started filming videos on YouTube with my phone. And even some of my biggest videos to date were filmed on my phone, my iPhone 10. They got my ACN video, my WFG videos. They were all filmed on my phone. And when I made money from those videos, I invested in better and better stuff, and time goes on. And now here we are 4 years later, and I've got a nice green screen. Well, I'm in the mansion, obviously. I'm in the palace. I've got, camera. I've got, we've put, I've reinvested back into this. Even things like when I went to the conference to speak in Washington back in March, that was not free. That was not paid for. I live on the west coast of Canada. That was on the east coast. I had to pay for that. That was not cheap. I had to pay for the flight. I had to stay in a hotel. I was able to do that because my channel is producing money, and I have no shame in that. And again, you guys know the deal. We need money to push this forward. It's a nice fairy tale movie idea to think that we're all just gonna kumbaya and hold hands. No, this scam of MLM. I wanted to say industry, but this scam, this cartel, this cult of MLM is extremely deep rooted in politics. They are extremely well financed. They are extremely evil. They will stop at nothing. For us to think that we are going to, fight this with please and thank yous is a foolish hope. Thank you, Gizmo. Really appreciate the support. Okay, we have more. Before we go on to the next video of Dominick's, I want to play a clip that was actually uploaded several months ago. This was posted to, let me see if I can find my saved photos here on from my PC. If not, that's fine. So I put out this interview with cult expert Steven Hassan today. Been wanting to do it for a long time, and I felt like I had to, I wanted to make sure that I was really prepared for the interview. So I made sure that I read Freedom of Mind, Combating Cult Mind Control. I read that one like 2 years ago, actually. So I wanted to be prepared. Anyways, there was a video that Steve uploaded to his Instagram back when there was the whole controversy surrounding Jessie Lee Ward and the trip that she did. I think it was to Costa Rica with her team, where she tricked her team into going on this trip that they thought was going to be like this fun team building getaway retreat type thing. And it actually turned out to be this test in disguise for Jessie Lee Ward to essentially torture her team, again using the guise and the excuse of this is just pushing you beyond your comfort zone and testing your limits and blah blah blah, molding you into the person that you're gonna become, and complete nonsense. Bullying disguised as tough love. Can't stand it. So we're gonna look at the video Steve actually posted in response to that. Dr. Hassan, I should say Dr. Hassan. I'm pulling it up here on my computer. I think I scrolled too far back. Apologies. The shortcomings of live. If I wasn't live, I would have just fucking edited this out, but I'm an idiot, so what can I do? Okay, do we see it here? It's green. It's called Expert Reacts to MLM Leader is what it says on the thumbnail. I think, when was this uploaded? 10 weeks. Okay, so I'm not far back enough, actually. My mistake. Here it is. Sorry about that. Here it is. All right.
We are going to move our freaking bodies, okay? Like, I'm sick of people like...
This is
like,
sped up.
Is awesome,
but in case you're not familiar with what happened with Jessie Lee, this is a quick summary of the highlights. It's sped up here, and then Steve gives his statement on it.
Period. I can tell how you feel about yourself because your physical state is a manifestation of what's happening on the inside. And some people did not listen to me. Like, I gave them fair warning. I think they thought that it was just going to be vacation. Tricked them even more, to be totally honest. I rented a boat for the day. So we had this crazy boat day. We were out on the water. We went on some private islands. We went snorkeling. These gorgeous fish. Oh my gosh. We had great food on the boat, dance parties, like your typical I'm, in South America day. And Sasha and me and Tay were just laughing the whole time. So I warned them. I said I would prioritize some sleep tonight because they didn't know. We said we're gonna go, we're gonna go on a hike tomorrow. Prepare for like 2 hours. And look, I knew it wasn't 2 hours. Okay. What can I say? I mean, I told him, I said, just be prepared. You bring as much water as you think you need for just, bring enough water for a full day. You might get cold. So I bring a cold weather outfit. You might go swimming. It's up to you. We literally had already spoken to our guides because we put the whole thing together with these guys. And we said, if anybody asks throughout the entire day, how much longer? Like someone who wants to be able to control everything. We told them, we said, you have to say, we're almost there. So even if they ask 20 minutes in, how much longer? We're almost there.
So she's bragging here about, intentionally misleading people. And in the full, I did a stream on this back when this happened in January. So you can go watch that, or early February. And I reacted to, I think, the full thing. And in it, she's talking about how, bragging about how some people were on the verge of passing out. Some people had medications that weren't with them because they thought it was just going to be a short hike. And she's bragging about this, bragging about leaving these people to sleep on a beach in some foreign country. Anywho.
We're almost there. Okay, so... So we planned it to be like this because the whole thing was I wanted to break people, but not destroy them. Just I wanted to see where their mindset is, because in business you get really uncomfortable and most people quit. All right. And in business and in leadership, people quit on you. And then people do this blaming thing all the time. Losers blame people. And I wanted to find out where my losers are. I want to find out who my winners.
Listen to this. I want to find out where my losers are. Because you couldn't stand 40 degrees Celsius heat, bearing down on you for an entire afternoon. Dude, I'm a young, healthy man. I'm 27 years old. I go to the gym 6 times a week. There's no, conditioning that I'm aware of that you can do to prepare you for just the elements and being out there, especially she didn't tell them specifically what they were going to be doing. So they're unprepared for it. It's not like people brought, umbrellas to like shade themselves and whatever. So it just madness.
Are. I want to see who people are with super strong mindsets. I wanted to get really clear on who I am rocking with in this business, okay? So we planned to make them walk 5 kilometers in direct sunlight on the side of a Colombian road. 15 minutes into this freaking hike, not
Colombia.
Hike, walk. 3 people are like, I gotta pee. Oh, they should not be moseying anywhere because we have a really, really long way to go. Okay, but they're in the woods. And I don't know, man, they were like, a long time. I'm like, this is bad. This is bad for momentum. I literally know that we have at least 15 hours left of this, but whatever. And like for me also, one of the little keys, because I do all these crazy hikes and, go to the Middle East and I'll hike through the desert and whatever. Like when you have to pee and you know it's going to be really hot, don't pee. And then it's hot. Like I'm not going to lie. You're on asphalt. It's the dead heat of the equator. We're in Cartagena. Okay. And we're just going. And then first person goes like, and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? It was 25 minutes into this walk and somebody literally is done. And I look at Sasha. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I told them for the last 90 days to go to the gym. Like literally.
She's annoyed that someone is succumbing to the hot Colombian heat. I told them to go to the gym. Can't make this shit up.
And so I'm mad. I'm checking my emotional intelligence because I'm like, are you kidding me? We've done nothing. We've literally walked on a straight road. And this person starts blaming. She's like, well, we're on a hill. I'm like, I see hills nowhere. We're in Colombia. You know what I mean? Like, what is going on? Then I start getting mad. I'm like, what? And then this person starts to mention, well, I have diabetes. I got to check my blood sugar. And Sasha and I look at each other like, nobody mentioned diabetes. Like, we might actually kill people on this trip. Like, we literally thought that I was like, oh my God. He's like, do you have your blood sugar monitor? I don't know why I'm still walking because we were definitely not walking, which was pissing me off. Anyway, so she takes out the blood sugar thing. Her blood sugar's at 243. And I'm like, are you serious right now? How is your blood sugar at 243 if you're diabetic, I'm like, I don't even understand this. Sasha, I don't even know what that means, by the way. I don't know anything really about diabetes. Sasha's like, how is this your sugar? Like, what are you eating? She goes, well, I got off the bus and I had a candy bar because I was tired. And Sasha's like, are you fucking kidding me? He's German, by the way. He's like, you're diabetic. Like, why? Why did you have a candy bar, And she's like, I don't know. And he's like, then I'm like, contraband. So then one of our little tour guides takes her book bag, right? And I'm like, taking your book bag, this is for the week, right? And I start trying to coach her through it. I'm like, one step in front of the other, all right? And I'm like, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It wasn't even that fast. But I'm like, get it going, girl, get it going. So then I'm like looking up ahead and I see that there's a commotion. All right, and then one of our Colombian tour guides in his flip-flops, mind you, starts in flops. He's running, and I'm like, oh my God, somebody else is down for the count. What is going on? This is you gotta be kidding me. It's been 45 minutes at this time, 45 minutes, and I know this is a 15-hour situation, guys. 15 hours.
15 fucking hours. 15 fucking hours. I sure hope, for the sake of Jessie Lee, that when she was struggling at her most difficult moments with her cancer, that people weren't telling her to just thug it out or manifest better or telling her, I told you should have gone to the gym, because these people were as helpless in the situation she put them in as she was helpless to the medical situation that she was in. Sometimes it's not your fault. Is it crazy for me to say? Sometimes people end up in circumstances where there were other variables that contributed to where they ended up that were not their fault. But MLM people always both side this issue where on one hand, everything is your fault. Your reality is a translation of your thoughts and your manifestations and your frequencies and your vibration. And if you're on the same vibrational frequency as money, you'll attract money. Bob Proctor made a whole fucking career off of spewing nonsense like this. If Oprah, the motherfucker was on Oprah. The Secret, she loved it. Oprah was on there repeating, yeah, if you're on the same vibrational frequency as money. Complete nonsense. Okay? That's not a thing. Okay? I used to work at a recording studio as an audio engineer. I know how to use an equalizer and go from 0 hertz to 20,000 hertz. I know how to look at frequencies. I know what frequencies sound like, at least the full range of frequencies that human beings can hear with their ear, up to like 20,000 hertz. And at that point, it gets too high pitched. You can't even comprehend it. And then above that, it's like dog whistles. There is no such thing as a frequency of money. Sorry to tell you. Sorry to break it to you. Okay? It's just not true. So they'll say that on one hand, oh yeah, your reality is all about your vibrational frequency and your what you're attracting and your spirit and blah, 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 blah. But then when shit's not going their way, well then, what then? Was it because people were preying on your downfall? Like, what was it? Just complete madness.
Started. Yeah, okay. I was getting a little spicy. All right. So I'm like, what is going on? Like, what is happening right now? And I look up ahead, you know, I don't have binoculars, but I'm pretending, okay? So I look up ahead like this, and I see someone on the ground, like literally on the ground. I'm like, no way. Like, this is actually impossible. Somebody's on the ground, and they're like, I'm overheating. It's so hot. I can't walk this long. I'm like, looking at Sasha, looking at Mateo, looking at Sasha, looking at Mateo. Mateo's like, I can tell the little Colombian man is talking and he's speaking in Spanish to Mateo. Like, why are these gringos falling over? Like, I want to know what's going on. Like, why are these gringos, like, this is 2 gringos in a row. Okay. Like, you can tell he was just like, I'm very confused. Like, what are we doing here?
Joey K says, by the way, the U.S. Department of State considers Colombia to be at a reconsider travel level due to crime and terrorism. Not to mention malaria, dengue fever, yellow fever, and Zika. Yeah, that's another thing that I was going to say is that never mind the heat and the elements. She has these people on a 15-hour tired mission in Cartagena, Colombia, where people could be, you know, there's crime there. Insane.
They knew how long it was going to be, too. And you could tell that the tour guides were like, this ain't going to be good. And that's why I told Sasha and Taylor, I'm like, what are we going to do? Like, do we call, like, is there a 911 for Colombia? Like, this person's on the ground, says we're checking their blood, their pulse, everything. This person's not diabetic. Thank God. I thought we were going to have 2 diabetics. I'm like, oh God, nobody told us anything, right? So, anyway, long story short, we had to call an emergency motorcycle 45 minutes into the walk, okay, on the side of the road. I'm like, there's no way, man. No freaking way. So anyway, the rest of the group keeps going ahead. We push ahead, and we walk the entire direct sunlight, like, I don't know how hot it was, whatever. I don't really care. It's just heat, okay? It's all on your head. With everybody. And then they think we go to a beach. I mean, we did go to a beach. All right. So we went to a beach and they were like, oh, is this where we put the bathing suits on? Is this where we put the bathing suits on? And I'm like, actually, Courtney said that. Are we going swimming? This is Courtney. Are we going swimming? I'm like, Courtney, no, I wouldn't put your bathing suit on right now. Oh, Courtney's watching. So perfect. So she's like, are we going to go to the beach? It's still very hot outside because it's probably, I don't know, 5 o'clock or something like that. And I'm like, I wouldn't yet, because the whole point was we were going to make them walk 2 miles, okay, on the beach. We're going 2 miles on the beach. I don't know what the question was, but, oh, okay. So 2 miles on the beach, and then we're taking them rock climbing. All right, so these people are already, like, very stressed out. We're walking them on the beach. They're starting to, like, oh.
I also feel like Jessie, the way she was so overly, like, energetic in her talking, and, like, she couldn't just tell you they were running. She has to, like, you know, act out running. I feel like that's almost like a, you know, I've read about confidence men, or like, great example is Darren Brown. Darren Brown has a piece about pickpocketing and how it's all about diverting attention. And so when you're stealing someone's watch off of their wrist or stealing their wallet out of their pocket, there's a lot of like, oh, and you look over here and what's that and this and that. And it's like you're using your hands and using your body to quite literally distract people from what, you know, use your left hand to distract from what the right is doing type thing. I just get those type of vibes when I see the way she carried herself. And this was nonstop. She would talk until she had to catch her breath again.
Well, maybe we're going to go to a private beach. So they're kind of excited again. Woo! A private beach! And Mateo and I are just laughing at each other. Sasha's just laughing. Randy's over here. Randy, I can tell, can't believe she's exercising. We get to this rock wall, and I mean, you could tell that there was some panic in the air. Okay? So, but at any rate, so then they had to get like on all fours. They had to actually climb up these walls. People are freaking out. Jamie Lynn is even like, I can't do this. I literally don't think I can do this. I can't do this. I don't think I can do this. And then she starts talking to herself positively. She's like, I can do this. I'm strong. I trust my body. And they're throwing themselves on the rocks, and they're having like not fun, but they were hiking up the rocks. And then because we were so far behind, we're supposed to be a point that was going to be pretty scary for everybody. where we did get to it, but then we couldn't go because the tide was too high. They were going to have to get totally soaking. They were kind of going to get thrown against the rocks at the same time that they hold on to the rocks and kind of like scale the rocks like I've done in Austria before, but not quite so extreme.
Doing the
most. Enough to scare the piss out of them, okay? So they went, so we were going to go then around and up, and there was going to be a place to watch the sunset, but because the tide was so high, we weren't able to do that in Colombia, but that's okay. So we turned back around.
I wish I could fast forward to Steve's reaction. How long is this? I'm going to find out, guys.
We head back down the rocks. People, again, are kind of like losing their minds a little bit. Like, oh my gosh, people are super scared. They're jumping over the rocks and stuff like that. You tell they're a little scared they're going to fall into the ocean as the waves just kept crashing and crashing and crashing. And then we told them to stop. So then we're like, all right, we're going to go walk on the beach. So then we went another 2 more miles on the beach. So two full miles on the beach. And I could hear them saying, like, oh, my calves. Oh, my ankles are weak. Oh, and I'm like, keep it moving. And we're setting the pace. Some people started getting really scared. You could tell some people were like, oh, you're going in there, aren't you? Some people were like really scared. They were like, oh gosh, we sit down on the beach. The bugs start coming out. So I don't like sitting there, but that's fine. We watched the sunset together. It was super gorgeous in Colombia. And then we get back up again and we start walking again. Now here's where it got really interesting for me. They thought we were done. This is one of the first times they were like, okay, it's not a 2-hour hike. We're on like hour 8 or 10, but everything's okay. It's not too bad yet, but this is not what we were expecting, right? And you could tell that they thought we were done. We're not.
You guys get the idea. I just downloaded the full Instagram video of this so that I can play it locally and just skip ahead to the part that I'd like to share with you guys, because I'm not trying to subject you to that again. And also, I did a whole stream back in February or January reacting to that. So I'm going to go ahead and dead that for the time being. I didn't realize it was that long. My apologies. And I'm just going to bring this up instead here, okay? Let's open this.
If you're going to go on a trip with me, we are...
And I'll just jump to the part with Steve, okay? Let's just do that.
Are going to move our freaking body.
It was like a 12-minute clip.
Is how muscles grow.
13.
Mental pain is how your mind grows. Emotional pain is how you grow emotionally intelligent. All this stuff.
Boy, what a bully and persona is, just like a cult leader, just shaming and blaming and guilt tripping and lying and withholding vital information and just totally elitist. It's kind of disgusting. And if she makes millions of dollars through these kinds of techniques, I'm sure there's a lot of very upset, disgruntled people. And regarding the person who needed to get emergency help on her trip, talking to a lawyer might be a good idea.
So there you go. That was Steve's comments on it. You have a guy who is regarded widely as the world's #1 cult expert, at least who is still active. I think Robert Lifton is still alive. Yeah, they did an episode recently, and he was like a mentor, I believe, to Steve. But you have a guy who's been doing this for decades, has written several books about cult brainwashing and authoritarian control and the gamut. Okay, we just put out an interview today that I did with him. And, this Steve Hassan is the guy who popularized the BITE model: behavior, information, thought, emotion, the 4 pillars of a person's identity that cult leaders or cults use to gain control over them. Okay? And even he came out to comment about this. Now, bringing this back full circle, it adds yet another layer of absolute madness to Dominick Izzo's claims that people who were talking about Jessie Lee, anti-MLM creators who talked about Jessie Lee, were, fill in the blank, hating, dick riding, clout chasing, using her name for money. The fact that the #1 cult expert in the world today could come out and say about Jessie Lee's tactics that she was proud of, yo, this is fucked up. What a bully. It's kind of disgusting. Those were his words. And still, Dominick could think that, oh yeah, everybody just, hating. They're just hating. If I didn't laugh, I would cry because it's so maddening. And I feel bad for Dominick. You know, I would have Dominick on the channel again because, I mean, hopefully, you know, if there was a next time, I would have to have like a moderator or something so that he doesn't just filibuster and not ever answer a question like he did last time. But I feel bad for Dominick. I do. I feel bad. Dominick, I know you're going to watch this. I feel bad because, you know, it's just not a happy life to live, you know, like that. And I've heard you say about like sadness. Oh, I deal with it with anger. Well, I'm sort of picking up that you deal with everything through anger, and it's just not human to be so black and white about things, or to, you know, use one default emotion to deal with everything. Being human means you feel the full range of emotions. This is another thing that MLM people love to perpetuate, this lie that all negativity of any kind should be weeded out. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not a fan of negativity. I minimize it at all points where possible. But sometimes you just have a bad day. Sometimes you hit every red light, and the phone reception for all the phone calls you try to have that day is shitty, and you stub your toe. Sometimes you just have a bad day. Being like positive, no matter what, being just so stubbornly positive. That's what toxic positivity is. I hate to even use the word toxic, but that's what toxic positivity is. You become a robot because you stop looking at things like a normal human. You should allow yourself to feel sadness at times. Not everything is like, oh, maybe this is a blessing in disguise and I can flip this into a dub and whatever. Like, you're a robot. So, and yeah, I don't know. Too much to say, not enough time. All right, he has another video. I'm not going to subject you to the full length of this. No way would I ever think to do that. But he has a new video called Pro MLM ? Anti-MLM ? Why you should listen to both. Now, again, you know, another great side of both siding any issue. You know, Scott and Peter, great examples of this. Losing Fortunes Radio. If you've never seen any of my old streams talking about Scott and Peter, go watch those. The FTC is good, but it's also bad. MLM can be good, but it's also bad. Dale Calvert. MLM is sometimes good, sometimes bad. Dominick Izzo. There's a lot of things I don't like in MLM, but it is good, and I'm still in MLM. What legitimate industry can you name that has this much infighting and strife among practitioners of it? Okay? You couldn't find any. You would be hard-pressed to find another one. So let's check this out. This is a video where Dominick gives his opinion on various folks who are on either side of the aisle, whether it's pro-MLM or anti-MLM. I am only going to subject you to the few minutes where he talks about me, mostly for time's sake, but we'll watch the intro too.
If you clicked on this video and you're looking for some kind of hope that it will help you make up your mind if you should get involved with network marketing, MLM, multi-level marketing, the pyramid scam, direct sales, whatever it is, that's the purpose of this. I'm Dominick Izzo. This is my channel. I'm the bull of MLM. And I want to present to you a video.
Wait, did he just say pyramid scam? I mean, it speaks for itself.
That's going to really make you sit there and say, hey, I should do this industry. I shouldn't. This industry is full of lies. This industry is full of garbage. This industry is full of integrity. Whatever you want to say or listen or consume, that's the point of this video. Now,
I'm still confused what the point of it is.
Clearly, I'm involved with network marketing, and I've got my own past. I've got my own history in the industry. I've been in it for over 10 years. I came from a law enforcement background. I was embarrassed in the industry. I watched a Tillman Ferlita video that said if you're going to do anything, including being a janitor, be the bull at everything you do. So I decided I'm going to be the bull of MLM. My passion is in this business of direct sales, of recruiting, of mentoring, of leading, of being led. That's my passion. I can't say that it's going to be yours. In this video, I want to present to you people on both sides of the aisle that I think...
Yeah, and Paz, I'm the cuck of MLM.
You should 100% consume their content, both pro and con network marketing.
So now he's both siding being pro or anti-MLM. Consume both, you know. But I mean, I do respect saying, like, try to get opinions from both sides for sure. But I don't think it takes that much research to realize that people who are promoting MLM are selling you a scam.
It's beyond essential. If you want to be so good at anything you do, you need to know every obstacle that's in your way and how to get around it, as well as how to destroy it so that it...
As well as how to thumbs up the ting, because 120 of you haven't.
...will not be in the way of other people when they go through it. That's the point of any type of integrity, is don't leave your shit in the path of somebody else's way. This industry has been around a long time, and it's got a horrible reputation, and it really does, all the way from what they call hey huns to you're gonna make $6 million in your first 5 days, to every manipulation that's out there, to the industry targeting a certain type of person, a certain type of gender, of sex, religion, you name it. This industry is 100% manipulating. But again, too, anytime you're recruiting, that could be the military, could be law enforcement, it could be athleticism. For some college to say, this is why you should go to our school. It's manipulation versus influence. And those are two things that you really need to decide. The most successful people in the network marketing space are influencers. People who have a positive, strong method to influence others.
I would argue that the people who are the strongest in network marketing are manipulators. The people who are the most successful are the ones who tell the story the best, the ones who show the plan the best. And unfortunately, in my experience, in my opinion, those people happen to be psychopaths or sociopaths who know they are lying, who know they are selling a scam, who know they made up their backstory, who knows that the false promises that they are giving to the new 19-year-old recruit, telling him that he's going to drive a Lamborghini next year, they know that they are exactly that, false.
And those who have failed the most, they're manipulators. Again, I want to present both sides to you so you can see who to pay attention to and who not to. So
right.
I don't want
Those who have failed are manipulators. Got it.
to make this any of my content for why you should do the business. I'm going to give you my reviews of the strongest people on both sides of the aisle. So you as a consumer can say, yes, I want to do this industry, or no, I don't. Or if you choose not to do the industry, you're armed well enough to know why without saying, oh, it's a pyramid scam. Oh, it's just this. And if you do the industry, you could do it well enough without manipulating it.
He said doo-doo. Thank you for the super chat, JT Coin Rings.
Anybody by lying to them about income claims or product claims. It's imperative on both sides that we fix a problem if there's ever to be any unity. That's my goal for this channel. It is 100% opinionated. It is pro-network marketing, but it's anti-MLM in the concept of destroying the manipulation tactics that got us into hot water in the first place.
All right.
I hope you enjoy this content. I hope it offers you value. I ask that you comment in the comment section your feedback, you like, you share, anything that will wind up helping us evolve in the industry.
Cloud chasing, begging for shares and clicks. See, everyone, we got him. We got him, everyone. He's just doing this all for clicks. Gotcha. It's over, you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
The case has been cracked wide open. Dominick Izzo. You heard it here first, guys. Dominick Izzo. Cloud chasing, just doing this for clicks. He wants you to share the video. That means he's doing it for clicks.
And you'll act with integrity on both sides while moving forward. This is the video you need to start with on your journey for network marketing. This video is going to turn you off. This is John Oliver, and I'll put all these links for channels and videos in the comment section. John Oliver did this video years ago, and it made me cringe. It made me...
LOL, Dave Vaughn, so true. It's not a real tier list if Scott and Peter aren't on it. They have their own tier list.
Rethink the industry. It made me go, holy shit, there's no any way anybody could succeed. It's got 34 million views.
Deservedly so. Excellent, excellent video. I have the John Oliver video pinned as in the help and resources tab of my Discord community, which you can join for free, of course. The link is in the description. And excellent video.
And I read the comment section, and I'm going to tell you, everybody, scam. Oh my God, you're going to lose your friends and family. This video is essential if you're going to start in the network marketing space. You need to know the negative aspects of this.
I'm amazed that he would actually put this at the front. It's such a fake out, you know, being like, you have to watch this one. It's going to turn you off. I think the idea here is that the viewer, if they truly are a unknowing third party, the viewer is going to watch this and go, wait, this guy's pro network marketing. He said that in the intro. And he says this video is going to show the bad stuff. And it turned him off and it made him cringe. So if I watch this and I see how bad it is, but he's still in it, well, he seems like a reasonable guy. So there must be some upside that is way better than this downside that the John Oliver video is showing me. I think that's what the subconscious or conscious intent here is, with Dominick recommending the John Oliver video, which has been, which is an amazing video and shows a true picture of what multi-level marketing really is. So I think that's the strategy here.
You need to have your gut just doing cartwheels and going, what the hell am I doing in this business? This video it's got to be the number one thing you start watching on your journey, because you need to know exactly what you're up against in both the outside of this business and in your own internal dialogue. You're going to be telling yourself, I'm a scammer. Am I a fraud? Am I doing this? Oh my God, what the hell's going on?
What legitimate industry would have you up at night wrestling with those questions?
This video is where you 100% have to start in your network marketing journey. It gives you every single reason why not to do MLM or network marketing and direct sales.
And the end credits should have rolled right there.
Now, when I was in my...
Oh, of course, Patrick Bet-David. Now I'm going to skip ahead to where he talks about Always Marco. Here we go. Let's check it out.
Always Marco is relatively new on the scene.
Huh? I'm going to go ahead and say that this was just a slip of the tongue. I'm going to give Dominick the benefit of the doubt, because the other anti-MLM creators that he mentions in this video, let me look. With the exception of, I think, one, I was making anti-MLM videos when they were still in MLM. So, Maybe he's saying relatively new, like to this earth, because I'm young. Maybe that's what he meant.
Been in it for about a couple of years, but he came back explosively for a YouTube channel, exclusive content on anti-MLM.
Thank you.
Stuff. I have a mini personal history with anti-MLM, Always Marco. His content on his channel used to be stand-up comedy, sales,
No, it wasn't sales.
network marketing.
No, it wasn't.
And there was another industry that
Music. My channel used to be stand-up comedy, music, and like funny random vlog videos, like little, not skits, but like concept videos.
forget. He had brilliant content. Everything he ever went into when he couldn't make it was a scam.
Every content that he couldn't make it was a scam. What are you talking about? Literally, what are you talking about? Here we go with the whole, and I've heard him say this about other anti-MLM creators, is that they were all in it and then they failed at it. That's why they think it's a scam, because they failed. Well, first of all, I didn't fail at any of the things I tried. I tried multiple things because I'm a young person, and that's what you do when you're a young person. You try things. And I also still to this day have multiple interests. You think I'm like out here talking about MLM in my personal life? Like, no, bro, I'm talking about a whole bunch of other shit. Like, I have other interests, you know? And I explored a lot of those interests, or some of those interests, on my channel. And some of them I still, still am into. I still am into music. Actually, fun fact, a song that I had recorded my verse for like a year and a half ago just came out the other night. God Mode, with my friend Philip Solo. If you search Philip Solo, Marco, God Mode, or even just Philip Solo on Spotify, you'll find the song. But anywho, the stand-up comedy was going great. Music was going great. I just decided to get back into anti-MLM. The biggest reason being because the messages never stopped. The comments never stopped of people reaching out to me and me realizing how much of a need there was for this content and for what I was doing. And I just accepted it at one point and realized, you know what, I am really good at this. I need to continue this. So that's just categorically untrue. But here we'll get deeper into the lies.
Marco had a video that I challenged him to put back up talking about how stand-up comedy, making it in that industry, is a scam.
Wrong, and I will bring it up, actually. You know who I am? I'm the meme. I'm this meme. I'm this meme. I'm the meme. Let me see if I can find the picture. Ooh, this is me. I'm this meme. Are you done? Are you done? I'm that meme. There is nothing anyone can say or pull up or recontextualize that I cannot debunk, that I do not have the receipts for, okay? Let me find it. Let me find it on my channel. I have a plethora of unlisted videos on my channel. The one he's talking about is this one. It's called Why I'm Done with Stand-Up Comedy. And this was a video that I put out. Look at me rubbing my hands together like Birdman. When did I put this video out? I put this video out June 4th, 2022, and it was a vlog that was made up of footage from the previous like 6 or 8 months, where it was like me going to comedy shows and whatever, and just having fun with my comedian friends. And at the end, I talk about the different things that are part of stand-up comedy as a requirement for making it. Never once do I use the word scam, or do I say that I had any, animosity towards it. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. Here, let me go to the transcript of the video rather than wasting your time playing the clips. The word scam does not appear in the transcript even once. You can control F. Look, you can control F. SCAM. Nothing. Look at my recommended videos. Videos about Yu-Gi-Oh! And the iPhone. Let me see. What did I actually say? What did I actually say? Oh, I remember what I said. Here we go. Looking at the video and reading the subtitles pop up. Stand-up was going good for me. I really enjoyed stand-up. I was getting offers for shows. I had uploaded videos of me doing stand-up. I was crushing it. I rarely ever bombed. Like, I was having a great go of it. The reason I stopped, not the reason I got back into MLM. I already said that reason. The reason I stopped was because as it was growing, I stood there and I imagined myself one day taking stand-up comedy as far as it could go. Imagining myself being the biggest comedian, having a podcast, touring around, doing stand-up, etc., etc., etc. And I closed my eyes and I manifested as much as I could what that would actually feel like, and it didn't excite me as much as other things that I still wanted to do. So I stopped doing it. That was the reason. Never once did I describe it as a scam. And not only was stand-up comedy not a scam, neither was anything else that I did. But anyways, let's continue with Dominick's tirade here.
To Marco, anything that you fail at clearly is a scam.
Just making it up. One more chimp in the chat says, that explains all the anti-music industry videos you do, right? Complete fucking nonsense.
I did do a debate with Marco on his YouTube channel. We had a meeting the day before.
Yes.
We did a Zoom. We set everything up.
Yep.
And then we did the video. And I'm going to tell you, The person Marco is offline is not the person he is online.
Again, just making it up. And just for the sake of, are you done? I have the receipts for that too. Oh, that should have been a cut, not a fade. That should have been a cut and not a fade. I don't know why it's doing that. I have the receipts for that too, because Dominick doesn't know this, but I was prepared for a video like this to eventually come out where Dominick claimed exactly that I was not the same person on the internet as I was when we spoke privately. So what did I do? I recorded that conversation that we had privately, where it was just me and him. Did I ever do anything with it? No. Did I ever release it? No. I only recorded it as an insurance policy for this exact type of moment where, in case Dominick said that I was a different person offline than online, I would have that video to prove that that wasn't the case. And I do have that video. So, and of course, you'll see he doesn't actually give any examples of what I said offline that was different than what I would say online. Why? Because there was nothing. Me and Dominick talked for probably an hour prior to us doing the debate. And we didn't just talk about MLM. We talked about other stuff too, social things. And I will say, black and white thinking is going to be the death of us. I don't particularly think Dominick is a great person, I certainly disagree with him about what he claims his passion is and his mission is. I think MLM is obviously terrible. But I don't think any of us, if we were trapped in an elevator with a stranger for an hour, I don't think we would be unable to find one thing we agree on. So of course, we had, during that hour-long discussion, there was things that we agreed on, that I agreed with Dominick on, for sure. That doesn't mean that I am different offline than I am online, because when we were online, we were talking specifically about MLM, and everything he said in support of MLM, I did disagree with. This does not mean that I'm different offline than we are online. So, complete madness, and just making it up.
Offline, I actually like him. Offline, he has integrity. Offline, he does criticize the anti-MLM community. He does have some negative things to say about the industry.
I do that online too. The fuck you talking about? Online, I talk about how there's too much infighting with anti-MLM and they don't hold themselves to the same standard and they're hypocritical in certain cases and blah, 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 blah.
But he also had a few positive things to say about the industry.
No, the fuck I didn't.
Marco will acknowledge he's never done MLM.
Yep.
He had a friend who did it when he was 17, 18. This is a personal crusade for him.
Yeah! Yes! We made it. We made it to the other favorite of my condemnations. He's doing it for money. He's doing it for clout. He's doing it for clicks. And finally, we get to the next one. He's doing it because it's a personal thing for him. It's a personal vendetta for him. There is quite literally no winning with these people. If you make a YouTube channel, they'll say you're doing it for clicks and for money. If you demonetize the channel, they'll say it's just a personal vendetta. If you get views, they'll say you do it for views. If you don't get views, they'll tell you, go do something better with your time. You're not even getting views. If you just speak about it into the air and you don't even make videos, they'll say it's just personal for you or you failed. It's like he has an excuse, not an answer. He has an excuse for every eventuality. With the other anti-MLM creators he talks about in this video, he'll talk about how they were in it and they were at a high level in their company and then they left, so they failed. So that's why they don't like it, because they failed. Then Marco's never even been in it, so for him, it's personal. So I'm damned if I was in it, right? He'll disqualify my opinion if I was in it. I could have been in it for 20 years. It wouldn't matter to Dominick. One of the people that he talks about in this video, Aaron was in MLM for like 13 years. I would argue she has some good experience, right? Nope. They're just bitching. They failed. They failed out of it. Their opinion is invalid. Marco, he was never even in it, so he doesn't even get to have an opinion. And when he does have an opinion, it's just personal bias. It's his vendetta. So just, just complete madness. I don't need to be a doctor to know that my arm is broken. I don't need to be a doctor to know smoking cigarettes is bad. I don't need, and on and on and on. I don't need to be a scientist to understand how gravity works. Like, just an endless matrix rabbit hole. So in the matrix. So in the matrix. All right.
And he attacks it from every angle out there. He will take, in the debate we did, Marco likes to take whatever I say and say that I'm either trying to filibuster him, run over him, or that my comparisons they're apples and oranges.
There are apples and fucking trees. No, that's even too close. They are apples and skyscrapers. They're not even apples and oranges, because apples and oranges at least are both fruits. Dominick Izzo be making false equivalencies that are so out of left field, I don't even see them coming. Oh, yeah, well, remember in the debate when he's like, yo, no, Marco, you're saying these people are scamming, but if I go to the strip club and there's some young 21-year-old stripper and she tells me she loves me and I give her my money, whose fault is that? You can't make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up. Complete out to lunch matrix madness. I don't have enough words.
One of the issues was with the recruiting process where people lie about it. And I said, well, if you go to the strip club and the
He's using that one.
Process where people lie about it. And I said, well, if you go to the strip club and the stripper says that she's in love with you and you believe it, it's your fault, which it is. It's discernment.
Okay. Yes! Him handing me another W on a silver platter. Okay, Dominick, I'll play your game. I'll play your game here with the stripper analogy. In the stripper analogy where she comes up to you and tells you she loves you to try to get your money and says, hey, baby, you want to dance and whatever, or oh, you're so sexy, whatever it is, right? And in the case of the MLM recruiter who says, yeah, just recruit 3 people and next year you'll be driving a Lamborghini, which was the example I gave. Close to that anyways, right? Comparing the deception and the lies of the stripper and the deception and the lies of the MLM recruiter. In either case, we agree that the person in both those examples is deceiving, right? We agree that both people are lying, right? So at that point, why would you even offer up the conjecture of saying, oh, well, it's the fault of the person who got scammed, whether you were being scammed or duped by the stripper or the MLM person? That's sort of secondary, isn't it? Whether you're in this industry. So basically what you're saying is anyone who is dumb enough to do business with me, that's their fault. Make it make sense. What am I missing here? Please indulge me. You're twice my age. You're old enough to be my father. Please indulge me. I'm not being ageist. I mean that genuinely. Please explain to me. Let me know. I can have you on the channel again, right? Watch this and write this down and write down your explanation. And please, I'll be happy to hear you out. You can message me too, Makes no sense. Oh yeah, well, it's the fault of the person who got duped by the stripper. Okay, but we agree that the stripper was bullshitting though, right? At least. So what are we even still talking about? Complete madness.
And he says that that's not the same as comparing network marketing. That's completely untrue. If I went into the military and I went to a recruiter's office, the recruiter's going to hype up the military. You could jump out of airplanes and go stab sharks in the eyes with laser-propelled spears. They're going to tell you everything you want to hear to meet their quota. And I could tell you, anybody who's ever been through a recruiter's and is in the military will tell you, yeah, they'll really mislead you.
So are we on the same page at least in saying that lying is bad? It's like you're justifying deception because other people do it. Even if the examples you gave me were rooted in reality and were an actual apples-to-apples comparison, the stripper, the military recruiter, you name it, don't you think that's whack? That they mislead you? That the stripper misleads you? That the military recruiter misleads you? So how is that your defense against me saying MLM people mislead? Do we agree that that's bad? I think that's really what we're hung up on here. I think Dominick has the perception that It's not bad if everyone else is doing it. And I have the perception that it's bad regardless of who's doing it. Lying is lying. Jump out of airplanes and stab sharks with laser-propelled spears. Who is this recruiter? Yeah, this recruiter is a G.
It's the same with network marketing. Now, Marco does propose or offer brilliant content when it comes to you being able to say, shit, am I really a small business owner? Do I really own my company? Do I really own this? Am I really in this? There are things you should consume his content because unlike the other network marketing content, his stuff is less emotionally based.
I think he only means not a woman because we already know his thoughts about women and how emotional they are and whatever.
Now, again, this is not meant to be sexist. There's a reason why 70+% of the people in network marketing are females, and it has such an insane turnover rate. Is it because of the female emotional side, or is it because that men see it and they can't get emotions in to the promises of how entrepreneurship is? I don't know. That's a conversation for another time. Marco is somebody you need to watch. You need to watch his debates because you need to watch who can fumble against, who can't keep up with him, who double talks on their words, who backpedals.
You! You do that. You did that. Oh my goodness. Who double talks? You. Where's the button?
I'm not a loser. Thanks, Marco.
You did that. Literally can't make it up.
The debate Marco and I was almost 2 hours up online. It just bred into the emotional sensationalism of network marketing. Behind the scenes, Marco and I talked about fixing the industry.
No, we didn't.
On camera, it was all about the emotional side of it.
No, it wasn't. I like how he's saying these things when there's, look at his smirk. It is what it is. There's video evidence of both of what you just said not being true. The call we did, I have that recorded to prove that what you said is not true. And the debate we did is public. It has like 60,000 views. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
End of story. That's my personal experience with him. I have nothing else to say about him other than you should watch his content, consume it, learn to counter. Because
learn to counter. Good luck.
He does you a favor of presenting every flaw there is in the industry, which simply is with the recruiting process. It's the hype, it's the emotionalism, it's the sensationalism. Everything Marco talks about is what recruiters did, and they leveraged on people like Jessica Hickson, Julie Joe, Aaron, Cece, and it got them in a position of feeling manipulated enough to now attack the industry.
What? Yeah. This was the thing I think he said in our debate about how I am scamming the anti-MLM women into watching my videos because I am preying on their emotional weakness by making videos that trigger them and confirmation bias and whatever. Just literally, I've never met someone so in the sunken place, bro.
Always Marco. Consume his content, see where he goes from here, but he presents good.
What do you mean see where he goes from here?
Solid, non-emotional arguments that you need to sit there and be aware of and say, how do I present this to other people? Because they're going to be watching his stuff as well, too.
And by the way, I just have to say, in the video that in the B-roll, I'm so glad that he used the stream that he's using as the B-roll footage there, because no disrespect to anybody, no disrespect to present day me, but look how good I looked in that fucking stream that's playing right there.
You're fucking poor.
Do you like me?
Marco. Play it some more, Marco.
I was looking good there, y'all. I was looking good in that one. Crazy. Must have been arm day. All right, what else? I have another one. I know. We're almost done. Please, we'll survive. We'll make it through. Here we go. There's a new video from 2 days ago called, the Jessie Lee one, the first one was 7 days ago. Then that one that he did that we just watched was 5 days ago, and now this one that he did was 2 days ago. It's called I'm Ready to Change, and I owe it all. Sorry, I'm Ready to Change, and I owe it to Julie Joe, CC Suarez, Aaron Bees, and Always Marco. Yeah! I can't wait. I cannot wait for this. Click like on the video. All right, let's check it out. He's back in the car. We're back in the car.
All right, so I want to do a really quick video on this channel that's a little bit unconventional. I need to thank, and I'm being 100% sincere.
He was not being sincere.
I'm not being sarcastic. I'm not being condescending. I'm not being hateful. I'm not being spiteful at all. I need to thank specifically Julie Joe, CC Suarez, Aaron Bees, those three in specific in the anti-MLM space. And I want to be as sincere and possible. Over the last couple of days, a lot of us have been so just like me. For me specifically, I haven't been sad over Jessie Lee's death. I've been angry. And I'll give you an example. Like, I didn't vote for Joe Biden, right? I did vote for Trump, but Joe Biden is my president. And I don't like seeing what's going on with him. I think it's elder abuse for what people are allowing him to act, right? And I wish to God that his family actually cared enough about him to pull him off. Whatever. I want to give you that as a base. I'm an angry guy, you know, I'm an older guy and I'm set in my ways, but I'm not full of hatred as a dominant emotion. I experience hatred. I don't deny my hatred. I embrace my hatred.
Dominant Izzo.
It is what it is, but it's a momentary, passing, fleeting emotion. And I've learned that there's, you know, the older you get, you realize emotions don't dictate everything. Here's why I'm thankful. The other day, somebody sent me stuff that Julie Joe did on Jessie Lee Ward. And right after her death, you had the three of them, CC Suarez, Julie Joe, and Aaron Bees, right in the comments section or the community section of their YouTube channel, a whole, I just want to express my blah, 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 blah. And remember, Jessie Lee was not my family. I had no contact other than social media with her, private messages, phone calls, that's it. I didn't know her personally, but it wasn't the right time. And a lot of us took a lot of offense to it because we were like, really? The body's not even cool yet and this is what you're doing? I get it, and I really get it. And then yesterday I watched something that Julie Joe put up about, I knew before everybody else that Jessie Lee passed away, and I watched her content. I watched her body language. I watched her emotions through it. And it kind of hit me today. My God, thank you. I could easily pick apart so much of her content that shows what she is as a human being, but I'm not going to do that. Here's what I want to thank all three of those for. You guys are kids. You guys are children. I grew up in the 70s and the 80s. I'm relatively an older guy. I'll be 50 soon. I'll be 50. And I'm in a profession, network marketing, that is fueled.
Dominic, this is already blowing up in your face. Because when you try to condescend based on you being older and other people being kids, you're actually highlighting that there is indeed no correlation between age and intelligence. I get the angle here is that you're suggesting that because these people are younger than you, that you know more. But you continually prove that that's not true. And then you talk about the age gap, which highlights even more drastically your wrongness.
With drama. It's fueled with chaos. It's fueled with personal animosity. It's fueled with competition. It's fueled with emotion. And I realized that Julie Joe and Cece are extremely young. Aaron is considerably older.
And by the way, he's talking about like grown women, by the way. Like all of them are adults. Like
and I know exactly because I keep talking about it. And I'm being sincere as fuck here. I hope you really will take this to heart. The network marketing, the MLM industry attacks women because they know that women are more emotional than men. And that's why it's a female-dominated industry, because they play off their emotions. And I've said it before. The three of them and every other anti-MLM person out there who's of a feminine gender.
He's going to talk about me, don't worry.
they're manipulated and they're abused, and health hath no fury like a woman scorned, so they go off on hate, and we know that hate is fueled by attention and they thrive off attention. And the anger that I was feeling towards them was so misplaced. It was really misplaced. It should be placed in the industry. So here's what I want to thank them. In the last couple of days, when I watched their content or I read their content or all this kind of stuff, I realized that everybody, even Marco's a kid.
Dominick, you'll look out for me, won't you, champ? Will you tuck me in tonight, Dominick? I'm scared. I'm scared of the MLM scams that are coming over the horizon. I need your wisdom because of your older age and your heightened intelligence. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm lost, Dominick. I'm scared. I'm scared. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm on these YouTube live streams. I don't even know what I'm saying. I don't even know what the words are coming out of my mouth mean.
None of them have any experience outside of this phone, right? The world is their phone. I grew up in a time where we had everything outside and you had to go get it. And if you wanted a job when you were my age, you filled out an application. And when you didn't hear from the employer in like 3 days, you called back and said, I'm really interested. And then the owner saw you as, oh my gosh, this is a person I need to hire because they're showing an interest. And
the irony of this, first of all, Dominick, it's my word against yours here. When talking about real world experience, it would go in one ear and out the other for me to tell you that at 27 years old, I've probably lived more life experience and seen more and done more than most people my age, and probably a lot of people older than myself as well. If I went down the list of all the jobs I had, of all the places I've been, of all the things that I've done in my life, okay, I'm sure that you wouldn't still be using that one. But let's just go off age, okay? The irony of you saying this is highlighted even further by the fact that, you're saying their whole world is this phone. Dominick, you're old enough to be my dad. And this is your third upload in a week talking about these people who are, in your view, kids who are, living on their phone. You're literally on your phone at 50 years old filming this video in your car. On top of that, it's not even for clout or money or any sort of return on investment. This video has 198 views, Dominick. No disrespect, but what are you on about? What are you talking about? Yeah, these kids don't know the real world, says a guy who posts a fucking short film on his stories every day. Oh fuck, wrong button. So many stories back to back to back, releasing videos, long form videos. Dominick, you're a single 50-year-old guy who made the other day a 41-minute long video talking about these people who, in one breath, it's worth it for you to do that, but at the same time, it's also, within your, you also want to condescend and say that they're kids and they don't know the real world and da-da-da. Bro, what are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? I'm actually genuinely confused about how Dominick is keeping the lights on and keeping gas in the car. Because we know MLM doesn't pay. Okay? You used to do this. You used to be a cop. You used to do that. You used to own a gym. Where's the money coming from? And I'm pretty sure during our debate or during one of his videos, he talked about how mature I was for my age. And now I'm a kid again. Back in my day. Insane. Dominick, the poster child of proving that age does not equal intelligence. As the years go by, you know, that the wisdom does not necessarily increase. God damn.
And somewhere along the way, it's phone number, volumes, oh, well, this and that. And then
Also, he's talking about this shit like I didn't do that. Like, he's talking about it like back in my day, I had to go apply for a job, and when they didn't call you, you know, when they didn't hit you up, you call them back and show persistence. Like I didn't do that only in 2015, working at a restaurant, trying to get a job at a fine dining restaurant, and the manager never called me back, so I went and showed up again and said, hey, I really need the job. Like, you're talking, like, you know, kids these days don't even know how to read a paper map. Kids these days don't know how to use a rotary telephone.
and everything's emotionally driven. Here's my thanks to them and my promise to you. I know that I do get trapped in this emotional MLM stuff, and I do attack back on a lot of areas. I can't promise that I'll ever not do that again, but I will promise this. I need to focus on Julie Joe's audience.
No.
Aaron's audience.
Nope.
CC, Marco, and every other anti-MLM person out there.
Nope.
And I need to put my money where my mouth is. I
What money? No, go ahead.
have pride and integrity in this industry. 100% I do.
Take a shot every time Dominick Izzo says integrity.
My phone number is public, 708-982-0974. I'm always saying that you never see any of them offer any solutions to the industry.
Yes, I'm so excited to. I'm rubbing my hands right now and doing the Kevin Hart "You done" meme on this point. Wait for it.
They're always complaining about it, saying, oh, people are getting hurt and this and that, but they're never doing anything about it. Because just like a good politician knows, there's no money made in the solution. There's only money made in the problem. And when you perpetuate the problem and you perpetuate emotion, that's how you keep finances going. And every one of them is making money. To anyone in their audience, I'm going to put my money
Integrity.
where my mouth is. Anything you need. Anything. I don't care if you want to call and yell and complain.
You hear this? This is an open invitation to all of the people he mentioned and their subscriber bases. So he gave his number. You guys watching this at home, if you want to call Dominick Izzo, here's your open public invitation.
And talk about how shitty the industry is. I'll take your call. I won't try to convince you. Anybody who's in the industry that is riding off of the anti-MLM space, and you want to push me so hard to see can I answer questions, even if it is just to put a fraction of something answered to you, so you were like, oh, this industry's a scam, but I could show you 1% of that where you're like, oh, okay, I could have.
1%. Don't you see? Do you hear yourself? 99% loss rate. But if I could show you 1%, would that change your mind? Motherfucker, no! And yeah, Glenn says it in the chat perfectly. I am offering a solution. Close it down. That's the solution I'm offering as well. And also, even the question or the challenge of, well, what's the alternative? Even that is a fallacy. That question is a fallacy. Why? Because you would never say to somebody who goes and speaks to kids at a junior high or high school about the dangers of alcohol or cigarettes or drugs or, you know, whatever, you would never say to that person, well, give them something else. No, there is inherent value in educating people about the dangers of things that are bad that might be pushed to you, whether it's alcohol, drugs, cigarettes, or MLM. There is value in that already. You want me to give you the alternative? Okay. Don't go join an MLM. Here's the alternative. Explore different areas of interest. Find what you're passionate about. Dedicate yourself to honing your skills in that medium for the next 10 years and grind it out. And hopefully you'll make some money out of it and be happy. That's the true answer. That's my true answer. And make sure you're taking care of your health and fitness and family and whatever along the way. That's my true answer. You know why I don't go around saying that, Dominick? Because I already know the game. MLM is about enticing people based on emotion. You love to talk about emotion. MLM is all about, hey man, what is your why? Didn't you tell me your mom is sick? Didn't you tell me that you guys are struggling? Didn't you tell me that you were raised in a single parent household? Don't you want to change that? Don't you want to retire your mom? Don't you want to grind and recruit people on the phone, on Facebook, on Mother's Day, so that one day, every day can be Mother's Day? Don't you want to drive a Lamborghini? Don't you want to go and say to all those kids who made fun of you, throw it back in their face and show them that you're a success now? This is all emotion. No amount of practical, pragmatic, real-world wisdom or advice that I could give, and I could give a lot, is going to be as sexy as the promise that MLM gives. My answer that I give to young people is go work hard, hone your skills for 10 years, become physically fit and strong. Don't do drugs, don't drink, don't waste your money, and do what you know to be the common sense right thing to do. Doesn't sound so exhilarating compared to the promises that MLM gives. And I know that this is not a battle of logic. This is a battle of, MLM has the high ground in this battle because they are preying on emotion, and emotion is stronger than logic in many cases, especially when people are vulnerable, especially when people are young or when they're kids like me. So I don't waste my breath doing that because it's a game. It's a game that you can't win. It's a game where the odds are stacked against you. So I don't even bother. But yeah, think about that. You would never say to somebody, well, what's the alternative to smoking cigarettes? You're going around to all these schools telling kids don't smoke cigarettes. Well, what's the alternative? Don't you see how stupid it is to even say that? There's value enough in trying to steer people away from the wrong path. Sometimes what not to do is even more valuable than knowing what you should do.
Seen how this is differently or been done differently. I want to do that. I want to offer not trying to change your mind at all, but being there for you. So if you're all in the industry and you hate network marketing and I know you want to shut it down, it's not going anywhere. It's my passion, my invitation to you that if you can help me be better in this industry and help others not get screwed over the way that you did or the way that you feel Julie Joe did or Aaron or anybody else or a friend like Marco's, then put me to use. I'm still in this business. I'm not going anywhere. It's my profession. I still recruit. I still sell. I still do all that stuff. But I want to extend the olive branch to your network, to their network, to your audience, to you as the audience, because they won't take it. But if you're demanding accountability, then demand it from me and use me as the lightning rod for any type of change in this industry. And I don't know what...
Well, Dominick, we saw what happened when I tried to hold you accountable on a public live debate, and you filibustered and flip-flopped and flim-flammed and walked it back and, the whole way through.
What that could look like to you. I don't know if that's...
Individual Entertainment said, I called Izzo. He was not happy. He said me calling him wasn't a game and that he was going to sue me.
If I can, if there's other, I don't know, anybody else in the industry that looks like something that's not being done right, bring it to my attention. You know what? Maybe with my network, with other MLM leaders, we could start calling out and exposing the bad stuff and really make the change. This industry is sales. It is recruiting. And the number one complaint is always going to be the manipulation of emotions. So I want to thank Julie Joe. I want to thank Aaron. I want to thank CC. I want to thank Marco. But you guys are kids, and you've taken it as far as you can.
Aaron is literally like a few years younger than you, bro. What are you talking about? Literally what? Why were these names even included in the title of this video? This is literally just clickbait. Why was my name in the title of this video?
You don't have the life experience like someone like me does.
And I'm damn fucking happy I don't have the life experience that you had, because I'd be 50 and alone, without children, without a wife, still trapped in MLM, fighting with myself so hard that I have to keep making videos to self-validate what I'm doing on a daily basis and project out my own internal conflict into the world. I think this offering of help, hey, call me, is really a cry for help. Please, someone call me. This is just not a way, this is not a way to live. This is no way to live.
I was, for those who don't know, I was a police officer. I've been in many industries. I ran for Cook County Sheriff out here in Chicago. I have life experience. I know exactly what scumbag shit looks like, especially in this industry, because I was at the hand of it. And at some time in by the beginning.
Because I was at the hand of it. Yes, you were, and you are. You're doing it.
In my career, I contributed it. So I want to thank Julie Joe. I want to thank Aaron. I want to thank Cece. I want to thank Marco, because when I was so blinded by my hatred for how they were attacking a friend of mine who passed and not taking into consideration that their passive aggression, dude, I can't control that. It's going to be forever, cataloged in the annals of history, and it just shows they didn't have any compassion for the suffering of us.
You know who didn't have compassion for people's suffering? Jessie Lee Ward, abusing and manipulating and torturing her team. And mind you, she was in the industry how long? In the other video that I only showed my section of, that 40-minute video, Dominick in the beginning has a little blurb on Jessie Lee Ward where he says she was the #1 network marketer in the world. That's not a compliment. That's not a compliment. Being the #1 liar and scammer in the world is not a compliment. And the Colombia trip that I played the clip of earlier that Dr. Hassan, issued a statement on, that's just one of the big ones that we know about. That was just when Jessie Lee Ward was at a point in her career where she felt she was so untouchable and so overzealous that she bragged about it publicly. How about all the little bullying, microaggressions from the past decade that we don't know about? And you want to talk about not having compassion? I have compassion. I think it's terrible that she died. I feel bad for her friends and family. I lost my grandma to cancer last year. Losing someone to cancer is a horrible, horrible thing. I don't wish it on anyone. I don't wish it on you. I don't wish it on Jessie Lee Ward. I wish Jessie Lee Ward would have had a hero's redemption arc. I said that at the beginning of this stream. That's the truth. And at the same time, I'm not delusional enough to sit here and go, oh yeah, well, she was a great... No, I don't think she was a good person. I don't think that her impact on society was a positive one. Quite the opposite, actually. And I can say that and still be a person with integrity and still have morals and ethics. It doesn't, are we just not going to say anything about anyone or say what we think about anything or anyone because eventually that person will die? On a long enough time frame, everything I have ever said about Dominick and everything Dominick has ever said about me, or everything Scott and Peter has ever said about me, or vice versa, on a long enough time frame, we're all going to be dead. So does that mean that the thing I said about Scott and Peter in 2022 aged poorly? No. I meant it when I said it. And whether they're alive today or not, both can be true. Both can be true. I can feel bad that Jessie Lee Ward passed away and had cancer, and I do. And I can also acknowledge that she was not a good impact on society, and that she was a nasty person who took pleasure in bullying and torturing the people that who were, loyal to her, under the disguise of saying that this was mentorship or leadership or whatever. Sorry that I'm not gonna bite my tongue, because if I had, then you would have called me out, Dominick. You would have called me out for being a hypocrite, for talking about her in previous streams, and now changing my tune. And if I say the truth now, well, now I'm being insensitive to a person who's passed away. Again, there's no winning with these people. There's no winning. They are so in a maze in their mind, okay, that they find a new trapdoor to walk through that takes them back to MLM La La Land every time they hear something that shakes their perception of reality.
But I can't expect any different from children. I can't expect any different. But what I can do for the audience is say, listen, yeah, I'm full of anger and hate, and I'm full of a lot of animosity, and there's a lot of industry that can change, but we can't do it without you. So I'm offering to come to the table. If you are an anti-MLMer, you're in the audience for all of their content, and you really want to see accountability, hold my feet to the fire. Get a hold of me, 708.
And by the way, there was a comment that Dominick left on an anti-MLM creators channel. I'm not going to say who, but you can find it. There was a comment Dominick left recently on a video from an anti-MLM creator who was talking about Jessie Lee Ward's passing. And Dominick says in the comment that he wishes the same illness that Jessie Lee Ward had on everyone who's saying stuff about her. Let me find it just to prove it to you. I'll read it verbatim. I just don't want to say here. He said, this is 5 days ago, the amount of people writing her name for self-importance is shockingly hilarious. I wish the same illness on anyone who does. That is what Dominick Izzo said in a comment 5 days ago from his Izzo Wing Chun Kung Fu YouTube channel account. He didn't post it from the Bull of MLM account. And then comes on here to talk about integrity and compassion and holding his feet to the fire. And Marco, you're a kid. All you guys are kids. I'm confused for you, Dominick. I can't imagine how you feel when you wake up and you look that man in the mirror, or when you go to sleep and you look that man in the mirror, or when you open your phone to the selfie camera to film a new video and you look that man in the eyes and know that you are lying. The worst lies are the ones we tell ourselves, you know, an old saying, an old adage. Lie to me, lie to everyone else, but don't lie to yourself.
9820974. Tell me what the industry is, what the industry needs change on, what your experience is, how we could change it, and then watch, sit back. And if I do it, which I promise I will, great. If not, then make me the focus of the content of your material for anti-MLM. Just a big thank you for all the anti-MLM peoples out there. You gave me new purpose in this industry, and to be honest, you're owed the gratitude. Thanks.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. I really feel that at this point, Dominick really is, man. I truly don't mean to talk down on the guy mindlessly. I'm just speaking based on what I can see. And from what I can see, I would, and again, I don't know the intricacies of his personal life, but from where I'm sitting, it would appear that this is all he has. And, you know, maybe this is what keeps him going into the next week. And if so, so be it. Oh, yeah, Marco did a new 2-hour live stream talking about me. Perfect. Now I've got the next 10 weeks worth of content or whatever. But I think about my own personal life, man. I'm 27, bro. I have amazing friendships. I spend time with my aunt and my nieces a couple times a week. I have several other aunties. I go visit my grandma. You know, I have such a full life, a beautiful life. And I look forward to the future and, you know, maybe meeting somebody and falling in love and getting married and having children and being an amazing dad and, you know, being a grandpa. Like, I think about all these things and hopefully making a positive impact on the world along the way, you know. Hopefully by the time I have children, I'll be mostly out of doing this type of work for my own safety and for my family's safety, you know. And I'll have a story and I'll say, yeah, you know, from age whatever to 32, I was doing this anti-MLM mission, and I was one of the people who helped get this scam, you know, outlawed and da-da-da-da. And, you know, I don't know. I just think about the future. And, you know, I like the story that I have so far. I like the journey and the adventures that I've been on. And I think about Dominick sitting in his car and making this video talking about how we're kids. And it's like, man, Dominick, if I'm a kid now, then I look so forward to the future. And I just feel bad. I you know, and this is another thing we talked about in our private conversation, you know, with Dominick and I before our debate. He talked about how much he likes Darth Vader. That was one of the things we talked about with Star Wars. And I talked about how I didn't like the Obi-Wan show, and I thought it was badly written and whatever. And he liked, you know, different things about it. And we were talking about Darth Vader, and he loves Darth Vader. You know, his intro music for his channel used to be the Darth Vader, you know, Imperial March theme song. And he talked about how he loved Darth Vader. And I told him, Dominick, Darth Vader is Darth Vader, and his story is an amazing story because he eventually comes back to being a good guy. And you're sort of have your feet stuck in the mud of being this badass bad guy, but eventually you got to come back to the light, man. And, you know, at the time I thought I saw a glimmer of something that would make that happen. But, you know, Dominick, in all sincerity, bro, I would love, I don't want you to die. You know, I don't want you to struggle either. I don't want you to waste the rest of your years in MLM. I would love to see you come back to the light side, and we could, you know, we could do something together. We could do, I would love to have you on my channel. I would love to, you know, talk to you privately and explain things, and, or sorry, not explain, because you're so much older and wiser than me, but just talk things out and, like, you know, share my perspective and share my experience and my knowledge. And, you know, if you came over to the light side, I would love to support you in whatever you're doing and help you, you know, spread the word about you and your channel. But it's just, I don't know how long you can keep doing this, bro. I'm tired for you, man. I'm tired for you, and it sucks, man. I feel bad, you know. And I truly am not meaning to condescend. I'm not calling you an old man. I'm not saying, you know, you're calling me a kid and whatever, and there's an implication there. I'm truly not doing that, man. I'm being sincere when I say this. Like, I want you to have a happy and fulfilled life, and I wanted Jessie Lee to have a happy and fulfilled life too. I just don't want you to do it. I just know you're not getting it from what you're doing now, and I know you can do it without having a negative impact on the world, and MLM is certainly that. You know. Yeah, NPAS says, old man yells at cloud. Yeah. Well, you guys, I really appreciate you being here. We still got like 265 people watching, but better to leave them wanting more than to give them too much. So I appreciate you guys. That's almost, I think that's exactly 2 hours. And I'll see you next time. And I really appreciate it. And I got a bunch of new content coming. Please go watch the new Steve Hassan interview. I'll be posting clips from that. Share it if you haven't. I just got a notification, actually, while we've been doing this stream, that he shared the story of that I posted earlier about our interview. So yeah, go check that out. It's on my channel. Really appreciate y'all, man. And we'll see you again. Peace.